Hello and welcome to Pica Talk. Today we have Domtar represented by Meredith Collins and Todd Kirsch. But we'd like to take a moment and thank our platinum sponsors, of which Domtar is a member. We'd like to thank Domtar, Prisco, Athens, Back Papers and Packaging, Manchester Industries, Recycling Management Resources, and Case Paper for sponsoring Pica Talk. Todd and Meredith, thank you so much for being with us today. And I'm excited to learn everything about what Domtar is doing. So, Todd, take it away.
Thank you, Terry. Yep, excited to be here today, Meredith and I. I'm going to speak for a few minutes about Domtar in general, but I'm going to start off with the Pica crowd here with our presence, Domtar's presence in the Carolinas, which is pretty vast and I think pretty impressive. For those of you that don't know, our operational headquarters is located here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Here we house everything from customer service to planning, marketing, management, sales, product development. All that is kind of housed and centralized here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Now, when it comes to beyond that, we have several manufacturing locations. We have a converting plant in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We have a paper mill in Bennettsville, South Carolina, which is in less than 2 hours from Fort Mill, so around that 2 hour mark from Charlotte area and closer for some. And we have a warehouse in Charlotte off of Westinghouse Carowinds area that services the surrounding couple 100 miles, but for us, it's a next day service, sometimes same day service if it's able to be picked up. So we have a pretty good local Carolinas presence when it comes to all those things. I mentioned our paper mill in Bennettsville and Rock Hill as well, but the paper mill specifically in Bennettsville, that is an easy day trip for anybody that's interested, has never seen a paper mill, wants to see it again, wants to take anybody new to the industry. They do a great job down there. I've done it many times, so that's certainly something I'm going to throw out on the table, on the radar, for anybody that might be interested, whether it's merchants, printers, end users, everybody in the chain. Welcome to do mill tours down there. And like I said, it's a pretty easy trip. They bring lunch in, we drive down, we drive back, and get to see a paper mill in the meantime. So all that said, if you look at all those components I just mentioned, we're looking at about 650, 700 employees of Domtar that are located in the Carolinas market. So that's that's a pretty big deal, I think, when we're talking to this group. And beyond that, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit from our Domtar presence and our support that you get from myself, whether that's working with merchants, visiting printers, visiting end users, whatever value I can bring to the market, whether it's about Domtar, whether it's about the paper industry, whatever that might be. Marketing support. We have a local lab here in Fort Mill as well that has all the modern testing for, whether it's caliper opacity, tear strength, off sheet cut, that type of thing. So we do all that here locally in Fort Mill as well. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit to just a little bit high 30,000 foot level about Domtar in general. As I mentioned, our operational headquarters is here in Fort Mill. We have mills all over North America, warehouses, offices, and so forth. We are the largest uncoated free sheet manufacturer in North America, uncoated free sheet. Our capacity is about 40% of the total market, and that is the largest. We have the most mills, the most paper machines as well, which is great. We got the most of this, we got the biggest of that, whatever. That's all well and good, but it does allow us flexibility when it comes to running paper and duplication. We can run things, the same product at different locations, for example. So it gives us a lot of duplication and flexibility when it comes to that type of thing. It's tough to measure market share with the way we do business in our industry. A carton here, a carton there, a skid, a truck, you name it. It's hard to really put a number on market share, but pure capacity numbers, what the mills can put out and run, we are the, like I said, we are the largest with about 40%. And
Mm,
then I'll end with just a couple of quick points for the group on our value proposition. These are the things, the three pillars, so to speak, that we run our business across all of our different groups: paper, tissue, towel, packaging,
mm.
all across lumber, everything you get from a tree, I guess. And I will throw in, we do plant more trees than we take down. So just an industry plug there for
Great.
everybody on here that does know that, but just a good reminder. So our value proposition, our three things that we kind of run our business by is supply chain. So I mentioned we have a warehouse here in Charlotte, which offers next day service to all of our merchants and printers in the Carolinas, sometimes same day even. I'm not going to go out on a limb, but you can pick, if you pick something up that same day, or if a merchant picks it up and sends it to a printer, that same day as well. So great service. At our warehouse here in Charlotte, we stock everything: Husky, Lynx, Cougar, sheets, rolls, cartons, um, copy paper, colors, everything. We stock all that here in Charlotte. So it's very easy to get one thing, or it's very easy to get a bunch of different things in that situation. The next one that really is important to us is our strategic partnerships. And what that means is we don't feel like we're just a paper mill that sells paper and then end of story. We make paper, but we really like and valued working with our merchants and our printers and getting to know the printers. I know a lot of printers in the Carolinas. Of course, I know all the merchants as well. End users, even if it gets to that point, we do have relationships through that whole chain of mill, merchant, printer, end user. We really value that. That's where we think we get the most long-term benefits for everyone in that chain as well. So we really value that and try to not just be, hey, what's your price? Do you have it on the floor? That type of process, which does happen as well, but we really value the partnership angle of it. And then lastly, of our three pillars is our unsurpassed product assortment. I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but when it comes to uncoated free sheet, a lot of industry changes over the years with whether it's mills shutting down, mills shifting to maybe packaging, which we've done a little bit of that ourselves, balancing supply and demand. But there's been things taken out of the industry. We still do a really good job of having everything and a lot of everything, whether it's opaques, offsets, copy paper, colors, index tag, vellum Bristol, specialty products. We make all kinds of different things for different Q-tips. We make base stop for Q-tips and gum wrap and those type of things. So we have a really unsurpassed, unbeaten product assortment when it comes to that. So I'm going to close. I'm going to thank everybody on the call for your support of Domtar, our products, our people located in the Carolinas. And then I'm going to turn it over to Meredith Collins, who is our marketing manager for our group. And she will go into a little bit more in depth on what Domtar's newest and greatest promotional ideas and products and so forth are. So thank you, Terry. Meredith, on to you.
Thanks, Todd. Terry, did you have any questions or anything relative to what Todd covered?
No, I think it's fascinating that of the sheer scope of all of the products that you manufacture. And it's really a lot of it is everything that could come from a tree. And
It is. It's fun to talk to people because I don't think they realize that um, paper and forest products in general is something that really touches everybody, and you don't realize that, And it's cool, we do the paper, the stuff that pays the bills, I guess, not necessarily given the thrills, but it's cool to tell people like, hey, like Todd said, like we make the stock that goes into things like Q-tips or cupcake liners or food wrap, if you get takeout food, if you look at a wrapper on a hamburger, it has paper on its base, and it's really neat. Like I tell people, it's neat to work for a company that you're making something that really everybody uses.
Absolutely.
Um, you
And it
know,
just goes to show you, especially in this kind of format with paper bills, it's still part of the larger global print industry,
yeah,
and that print touches everyone at all
it
times.
Yeah, it does. And, we at Domtar, we really pride ourselves on the fact that we still stay very deeply committed to this industry, specifically the print industry.
Yeah.
My role really does focus on those printing paper grades. So, Cougar, Lynx, Husky, the animals, we love them. Pika loves them. Everybody in the Carolinas loves them.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that I get to be part of creating all these really great resources for our print community and our merchant community. We've got a lot of really great pieces that are coming out or have recently been released. And we'll do a little show and tell on the screen. But as we remind, our printer friends, you can reach out to your merchant. Also reach out to Todd. You can reach out to me. We'll make sure that we get these for you. And all of our merchant friends out there, you guys should get these at your branch locations, or if you have not, of course, reach out to Todd. But we have a long awaited Cougar Swatch book. It's finally ready. It's finally finished. This has been a
Beautiful.
very long, a very long journey for me. It's been very much sought after too because we have been out of print on this one for a bit. But yeah, nothing major has changed within our Cougar product. Our line remains whole. We did not make any changes SKU wise. A couple minor things that were underperforming, but by and
Right.
large, the line remains whole. We're still carrying super smooth and vellum and natural, and all the same basis weights and sizes. And in the book, our swatch books are sort of structured the same way. We haven't deviated from that. We've got a wire book. We've got print samples in here, but we also have plain paper waterfalls, so
Right.
that, printers can look at the weight, the finish, and the availability of the sizes. This is a great resource to share with those end users too. So if you have marketers, you have agencies you work with, even schools. I know you guys do a lot as far as outreach within education. Let's train these kids early. This is a resource that they all need. They
Absolutely.
need swatch books, and we're me specifically. I love students and I love talking to classes and I love students. So if you're in the Carolinas and it's within driving distance, hit me up. I love coming to classes and talking to students and talking
I
to
will
new
give up
people.
on that.
Yeah, take me up on that. And Todd mentioned the mill tours, but one thing that we're working on this year is putting together some training videos around paper basics. So my goal is we're working on those presentations internally right now for them to train our internal people. But my goal is to take that and then turn it to externally facing, and ultimately have those posted on YouTube so that our PICA members can access those videos and share them with new people within their companies, customers who might be new to paper and print and don't really know the up and down of it. It's very simple in theory, but paper is very complicated in practice. When you start looking at it, there's a lot of flavors of paper.
Yep.
Um,
Good way to
think,
put
yeah, it
it.
is. There's a lot. I was talking to someone a couple of weeks ago, and she told me that she's like, and she works on wide format, but
Mhm.
she's having to learn paper, and she's like, you think it's like paper, it's white, it's just flat and white, and she's like, why do you have so many different kinds of white paper? And I was like, that's the way it is. You just have to have lots of flavors depending on what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, we're still committed to our swatch books. This is a resource that we know is very important for merchants, for printers, for end users. So this is going to be sent out in the next 2 weeks. So if you get yours, I hope you enjoy it. If you don't, reach out to us. We'll make sure you get one. And fast on the heels of this is the Lynx Swatch Book. So Lynx is our sort of middle grade. Cougar is our premium. Husky is our beautiful everyday. Lynx is right there firmly in the middle, but we will have a swatch book for that towards the end of the year. And hopefully we'll be invited back and I can talk about that one
Yeah.
later. So we also recently released a lettermark color swatch book. So that's it right here. This one, I could do nothing as long as I did a lettermark colors swatch book. I'm a hero in everybody's eyes. So colors is one of those products that the mills that offer it, they are getting fewer and further between. There was a lot of discontinuations in the last year with other mills choosing to exit this side of the business. They've winning down their offering, and our colors actually have remained whole. We really have not deleted or discontinued any of the items. So
That's
our
good.
colors are more in that pastel side of the color palette. We don't do the fluorescence, it's very
Right.
soft, beautiful pastel colors. And we offer multi-purpose colors, which is the cut size that our schools love
Hmm.
for keep the yellow form, bring the blue form back, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. But we also offer opaque text and cover in our colors, Vellum Bristol, which has that really nice toothy feel. And then
Yes.
we also have tag, index, and that's it, right? Multi-purpose colors. Yeah, but we like to remind people because I think people really focus on the multi-purpose, which is great, and that's the cut size products. But we do have a pretty wide variety of other makes within the colors line. So we
Mhm.
always like to draw attention. So the swatch book has every color represented in the line, so people can actually see the color of the paper. But we do have a variation of basis, weight, and finish. So we don't have every color, every weight, every finish, but there's a good representation. Also in this is the full stocking, so people can see availability in terms of basis, weight, size, finish, that sort of thing. These
Nice.
are available now. So again, if you've gotten them, I hope you enjoy it. And if you have not, reach out to me, reach out to Todd. You can also request this on domtar.com. We have those available to request as well. So definitely reach out to us. We love swatch books. We love giving swatch books to people who need them.
Yay.
Yeah. And then one last thing. We also have our Paper Matters magazine. So hopefully everybody has seen this, has read this.
Mhm.
This is our love letter to paper and print. This is not supposed to be a Domtar advertisement. It's not about Domtar products. I do sprinkle them in there because I do what I do as the marketer. But really, I want to tell the stories of all the really cool things that people are doing within our industry. So I reach out to printers, to designers, to brands that are doing really cool things within print. I
Mhm.
would love to have my Carolinas represented. We have been able to include some stories of people in the Carolinas that I've been able to stumble across. But if you have customers who are doing really interesting thing with paper, brands that are doing interesting pieces that really they did this piece and it helped move the needle and it helped do all of these things, please come to me. Please email me and let me know those stories. I'm here in Fort Mill too. Like Todd said, I was born and raised in Rock Hill, South Carolina, so I'm a total local. And I want to tell the story of all the cool stuff that we're doing in the Carolinas. So this is available on our website as well. That's domtar.com/inspiration. You can download this if you prefer to look at things digitally, but we love for you to get the print copy and we will make sure that you get one. And these can be requested through our website as well if you are not already getting it.
Now, how can a printer get a story to you?
You can email me, and I don't know, Terry, if you have notes with the video, you can put my email in there,
Yeah.
or reach out to Terry, and she'll make the connection.
Yeah.
Um,
Meredith's email will be in the description below.
okay, yeah.
Just
Yeah, it'll be in the description. It's meredith.collins@domtar.com. It's pretty easy. It's a bit long,
yeah,
but it's pretty easy. But yeah, reach out to us. We love stories. I want to tell the stories. I want to share all the really cool stuff that we're doing in the Carolinas.
wonderful. Wonderful
Yeah.
so much. Well, what is two things people should know about paper, but usually they don't, if that makes sense.
No, it does. I think the big thing for me, and Todd can answer from his perspective too, because we are looking at it from two completely different perspectives. From a marketer and a brander, and that's what I've been doing for my entire career, 20 plus years, is don't forget the power that paper has. And we're in this world of digital and emails and click-throughs and all of the acronyms that are coming now with digital marketing. I learned new ones yesterday that I had never heard of. Don't forget about paper. I know when budgets get tight and prices go up and postage goes up and all of those things, we immediately try to go away from print because I don't have the money, we don't have the return, we can't do the click-through rate and all of that. But paper has such a power to impact people. And you have to keep in mind when you send somebody something in the mail, they keep it. They put it on their table, they put it on their fridge, they go back and look at it. And they still might come to your website, they still might come to your store, they're still going to take action, but it actually gets in front of somebody and it makes an impact. Versus if you just rely on digital banners or emails, at what point does all of that become noise and we don't really pay attention to it and we're not really listening to it?
Right.
Whereas paper is in your face. It's in your mailbox, folks. You're going to look at, you're going to see it, you're going to touch it. So I always want to encourage marketers to don't forget about print. You don't have to spray and pray anymore. We want you to. We want you to mail millions. All the mailers out there want you to mail millions. But the reality is we don't have those billion-dollar budgets, those million-dollar budgets anymore. But you can still do print really well and be very intentional and it be very focused, right? Um, Let me think. Todd, you can jump in if you can think of anything off the top of your head.
No, that was great, Meredith. Yeah, the flexibility of paper is unsurpassed. The response rate on mailings versus emails, you personalize it, you get even a better response rate. And
Yeah,
speaking of flexibility, there's URL codes on a mailer that, yeah, may take you to the website, sure, but it's the print, it's the mailing that kind of took you there. So just a lot of flexibility, not just in all the different products that are out there, and you throw in your wide formats and different things like that. So many substrates that the flexibility of that kind of industry is what people should remember and be reminded of.
well, it's also the sensory feel of paper,
Hmm.
and how a piece of paper feels, and uh, compared to like how they use it on magazines. Certain magazines have a certain feel, and that is because of the paper it's printed on.
Yeah. And it's all intentional. And I mean, we always try to stress, it's especially with people who are new and coming in. I know our Pica friends interact with brands and companies and as end users. Um, Educate your people to have a choice. Don't tell them, oh, I don't care, just print it on whatever, because the paper really does have an impact to your marketing message. And we experience things through our senses, like anything you think of. Like we have smells that are associated with things, you have sounds that you associate with things. And your fingers and your touch, that's an experience too, right? So you touch things, you feel things, you flip through them, the thickness, the finish, all of those things interact together to make this beautiful marketing message.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Todd, Meredith, thank you so much for being with us today on this episode of Pica Talk and learning all about what's going on at Domtar and paper and